I'm Jim Garrison. I want to welcome you to this session of Humanity Rising. As we have a special treat for our Humanity Rising global community, we're going to go to the world's oldest planetarium in Jena, Germany. But before we do that, I just want to note that yesterday, Ubiquity University and Humanity Rising and Transdimensional Mapping and the California Institute for Human Sciences and Richard Dolan and a number of others gathered for what turned out to be a nearly 4-hour online summit on psionics, this opening field, this emerging word that most people have never even heard of before, a neologism as they call it, indicating this capacity that humans have for clairvoyant communication with extraterrestrials. It was an extraordinary session. And we'll put the link in the chat, and it's well worth listening to. We had planned it for only about 2 hours, and it went nearly 4 hours because there was so much to say and so many different perspectives. But the one point that I wanted to pass on to you today, which I just thought was just sublime and completely unpremeditated, is that right at the end, when we asked people sort of what their takeaway was for how humanity should be interacting with these extraterrestrial beings, all of the people who had had direct experience with the extraterrestrials said one word: love. There's been so much speculation as to who these beings are, and that there's good ones and bad ones and big ones and little ones, and some of them have nefarious agendas for humanity and planet Earth. Others are benign. But I think that what emerged was this understanding that whoever they are, our responsibility as humans is to be open-hearted, to love our neighbors as ourselves, and to approach them in a spirit of fraternity and relational harmony. And whoever they end up being to us, we're at least maintaining our sovereignty in a spirit of kinship and open-handedness with these beings who are now with us permanently on our precious little planet. And so I was so inspired by how our psionic summit ended. I just wanted to bring the end in, but hope that you take the time to at least watch some, if not most, of what took place yesterday. It was an extraordinary time together, and it really marked a watershed. Up to this point, everyone's been preoccupied with hardware, retrieved craft, retrieved bodies, evidence, and now there's no doubt about that they exist, that we are not alone. So now psionics, clairvoyance, remote viewing, mental telepathy, that's what's up now as we move from hardware to software, from suspecting that they're here to now knowing that they're here, and now figuring out how we as individuals and as a species should interact with them. It's in this spirit that I want to introduce you to a very special man, somebody I've known for a very, very long time. I first met Micky Remann, oh boy, I think it was back in the 80s, and 90s. He was very much involved in citizen diplomacy with the Soviet Union at that time. He was one of the most creatively intelligent people I met during that phase of my life. And I was just enraptured as he developed this immersive media notion of liquid sound and with the orca whales, and had this extraordinary um, audio visual immersive experience with the whales and their sounds and so forth and so on. I was just astonished that Micky could do something like this. And then we haven't been in touch for some time. He went on to work with the Jena Planetarium, which, as I said, is the oldest planetarium in the world, at least in modern times. And he is now really an aficionado of immersive media. So we are going to have an immersive media experience, everyone, with Micky Remann, who is live from the Jena Planetarium. So Micky,